and this time on the Mortgage and Protection Podcast, we're talking all about gifted deposits with Paul from Brick to Brick Mortgage Solutions. Welcome back, Paul. Thank you for joining us again.
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, let's get straight into the list of frequently Googled questions we've got here then. We've got a fair few, haven't we? So first of all, and for those that aren't really aware, what is a gifted deposit and how does it work?
Gifted deposit is basically a deposit that originated from someone else other than the applicant themselves. What it is.
It does what it says on the tin there, doesn't it? Okay, let's move on to the next question then. Can I use a gifted deposit as a first-time buyer?
Yes, you can. You can use that as a first-time buyer and a home mover. It's all the same. You can use that as a first-time buyer. Definitely, that's where most of the gifted deposits come in. Really.
It would make sense, I suppose, there, wouldn't it? So let's move on to the next two questions, which are combined. So what is the mortgage criteria for a gifted deposit? Do all mortgage lenders accept gifted deposits? So that's interesting.
Yeah, we deal with nearly 100 lenders, so most of them do actually accept a gifted deposit, but most lenders need to have it just to come from a close family or very close family blood relatives. For example, some lenders may still class a cousin as okay and some not. I do have a couple of options where they are pretty relaxed and they would accept a gifted deposit from pretty much anyone, such as a friend or anyone that's not related. Yeah, there's many options out there that I could look at, but yes, they don't all offer it, but most of them do.
Right, okay. Well, that's good news there. That's positive. So moving on, people would also like to know, do I need a gifted deposit letter? If so, what will need to be included in it? So that's a good question.
You do need a gifted deposit letter. Some lenders have their own gifted deposit letters, but if not, then we still have to have one for compliance reasons. The certain things that are being included in it would be the wording such as it's a gift and not needing to be repaid, along with certain things like the donor, the gifted donor would not have any rights over the property when they've gifted the money. So yeah, there's certain things in it they have to tie off, yes.
Right, okay. So something to bear in mind there. Now, I think you've touched on this a little bit already, but to confirm, can I only receive gifted deposits from family members?
Yeah, like I mentioned, really, most of the lenders do say just family members, but there are a small amount of lenders, like I mentioned, out there that are okay with non-family members also.
Okay, so that answers that one there. Now, is there a limit on how much can be gifted?
No, there really isn't. I've seen small amounts from 5, 10, 15 up to in the hundreds, really. Yeah, there's no limit at all.
Right, okay, so it can be a real mixed bag. Okay, now with this next question, I'm not sure how much you can say here really, but do you have to pay tax on gifted deposits?
Yeah, like you mentioned, really, we're not really allowed to tax advise, so we can't really say on the tax on that. So you either need to seek a tax advisor or find a reputable site to find that information on. We're not allowed to tax advise, I'm afraid. Sorry about that.
Right, let's move on then. What will happen if a gifted deposit is not declared?
That would be against like the Financial Conduct Authority rules and regulations. So you really have to declare it. Also, the lender specifies that you have to, and also my compliance team within the mortgage network. But I need to check that on every application, really. Also, if you go to a lender and it does slip through the net somehow, and then the lender, it goes all the way to mortgage offer, and between then it completes, if they do find out, then they will just take the offer back, and then you'll square one again.
Okay, which is not, I'm sure, what people would like there. So definitely a point to note. Now, just moving on to the next question, people would like to know, how do solicitors check the source of funds?
Pretty much the same as us, really. They need to see a trail of funds and where they've originated from. So they need to see a trail of bank statements from from the applicant or the gift donor, really.
Right, okay, so that's clear there. Now, moving on, another question here asks, how many bank statements do I need for a gifted deposit?
As with, even if it wasn't a gifted deposit, we still need 3 months bank statements from the applicant anyway. But as it is a gifted deposit, we also need 3 months bank statements or saving statements from the gift donor, so they can see the build-up of funds or where that money has come from, and also along with their ID, like a passport or license as well.
Okay, there we go. So that breakdown is clear there when it comes to the bank statements. Now, this is a very interesting question as well. So, what is the 7-year rule for gifted deposits?
You'd need to double check with the relevant parties, the tax advisors, etc. Apparently, after 7 years, any gifts become non-taxable, but you will still have to check with the tax advisor. But I just wanted to say that. But yeah, just to clarify, you would need to check that. But that's something that I believe is there.
Right, okay. So, something to bear in mind. Now, we've got 3 questions left. So, what is the alternative to gifted deposits then? What are the other options here?
The main options there are deposits from savings, or if you've got equity in a property that you've sold and you're using that as a gifted, as a deposit for your next property, or you could have possibly still got another property, remortgaged that one, raised money on it, take some money out of it, and then bought this one. Or inheritance, I guess. Sometimes people get the money from inheritance, and then the main other sources really that I come across.
Right, okay, which makes sense there, all those options. Now, just to summarise, really, and I think we probably know some of these already, Paul, but what are the pros and cons of a gifted deposit?
Obviously, the main pro here is you're in a very fortunate position if you've got someone that's helping you with a nice gift and just to get you onto the property ladder. The only con I can think of there is like I said on the previous question on the 7-year rule. I guess if the gift donor doesn't live for the full 7 years, then obviously then you probably have to pay the tax on that. It's a great position to be in and to be able to get onto that ladder because someone's helped you do that. It's yeah.
Yes, definitely. And that is a big pro, isn't it? A big plus. So, just lastly, as always, I say it on all the episodes, Paul, you've demonstrated how a mortgage broker can help here, but is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, there's nothing else to add really. That's everything. You've covered all the main questions there, and hopefully I've answered everything in how you wanted.
Yes, perfect. Well, thank you for that, Paul. Hopefully, that has been useful to anyone listening to this. And, Paul, I'm sure we'll catch you on the podcast again very soon.
No, thank you. Thanks again, Tessa. Speak to you soon then. Take care.
Please note, your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up with your mortgage repayments. HM Revenue and Customs practice and the law relating to taxation are complex and subject to individual circumstances and changes which cannot be foreseen.